Hi there, my name is Chris Lowder. I am a bartender currently living in Brooklyn, working in Manhattan at a bitters tasting room called Amoria Margot and a hotel bar called the Nomad. Welcome to my apartment. I am doing a video today all about the technique of double stirring, which is the idea of stirring 2 cocktails at the same time with 1 hand or 4 cocktails at the same time with 2 hands. This is a great technique for accelerating the process of building and stirring drinks so that you can have a little more time to focus on your guests and a little more time to do all of the other responsibilities that we have while we're behind the stick tending bar. I'm going to start this video today talking about how to do just 1 cocktail with 1 hand, and then after the basics we'll do 2 cocktails at the same time. So here we go. So here I've got a basic setup. I've got my 2 mixing glasses. Pardon the mess behind me. I've got a little puppy sleeping on my couch, and far be it from me to ever move her while she's sleeping. So here we are. I've got mixing glasses, bar spoons. Unfortunately, they're not the same spoon, so it's going to be a little tough to stir 2 at once. Actually, it's maybe more realistic since not everyone works at bars where there's total uniform equipment, right? Sometimes you lose a spoon, sometimes you bring one from home. I find that it's more challenging to do this with 2 different mixing glasses than it is with 2 different spoons, but it's still possible. Easier to do it in a proper mixing glass that has straight sides in something like a pint glass or something with graduated edges. It's going to be a different circumference for rotating the spoon, and that's going to make it a little more challenging, especially if you're doing 2 at once. So just to start, the trick to stirring is that I've got it between my middle and ring finger, okay? So this is all that's really supporting the actual stirring motion. And then, you know, my elbow's kind of up, and I've got a thumb in the back that's just giving support. So I'm just using 2 fingers. It's between these knuckles here. Thumb comes back for support, you know, and my other fingers aren't really doing much. I just have the back to this mixing glass at all times, and I'm able to just stir it like so, and I can move it up, I can move it down. It's much easier to do this with ice and a drink in the glass, but really easy stuff. I'll show you this from the other direction as well. So this is what you're going to be seeing as the bartender. I've got it in my hand, and I'm just going to support with my thumb, and it's just these 2 fingers that are doing the work. These 2 fingers right here. For doing more than 1, what you have to think about is that if these 2 fingers can stir a drink, then so can these 2, or so can these 2, okay? So it's just more comfortable and easy to do it with just these 2 fingers. But I could also do it with these 2 fingers, or I could do it with these 2 fingers. And that's step 1, is just practicing stirring with any combination of fingers. And just kind of trying to change seamlessly. And then once you get that down, then your body is getting used to the idea of, okay, I really am just using a thumb for support. So I've got spoon, spoon. It's going between my pinky and ring finger for this one, and I've got the thumb coming up for support, and this is going between my ring and pointer, or my middle and pointer rather. So ring, pinky, middle, pointer, and the thumb, as you can see, is coming across really straight. So the thumb's giving support. Now I want my mixing glasses to be touching or as close together as possible, because that's going to make a less extreme angle for the 2 spoons. So now here's my spoons, and you can see that there's a point where my hand can grip them both. I've got two fingers here, 2 fingers here, thumb coming across. And now it's just a question of doing them both together. Alright, so it's really just having 2 spoons gripping at the same point, and then they meet they're going to meet in the middle. So if I used really long spoons, actually, I would do it from higher up. You don't really want the spoons to cross because then it's going to be awkward. So I've done this with, long spoons, and you just find a point up here to do the action. So you've built your cocktail, you've iced your mixing glasses. You want to start with the spoons already in your hand. If you're using cold draft or a kind of larger ice that's like a little bit more challenging, sometimes it can be a little tricky. So sometimes I like to kind of wiggle them down in there, so I'm at the bottom of the mixing glass. And once they're in there, maybe give them a couple little stirs so that they're loose. Sometimes the ice can get sticky and freeze to itself. So here we go, they're nice and loose, we're in, and then we're just going to kind of go around. And if one mixing glass is giving you trouble, you can just kind of like give it a couple little pumps to get it lubricated, and then we're just stirring. So we're in, and we're just going around. 2 drinks. And then while I'm doing this, I've got my left hand free. I can kind of be reaching. I can top people's waters off. I can, grab straws. These are just cooking a little bit faster. And then, if I want to go with my left hand, I can do that and do something over here. I'm moving, I'm taking a sip of coffee. Just kind of as I want, and do something over here and come back and finish them off. Anyway, guys, double stirring, just a basic way to accelerate your service, to accelerate drink making, to make things a little bit faster, which will free up time for the rest of your service. If you're in a busy bar, or if you just want to get to people a little bit faster. Definitely a technique that's worked for me. I hope you try it. Send me an email, give me a comment on the channel. Let me know what you think. If there's any other questions about weird techniques that maybe I might be able to help with, I'm always happy to do it. So my name's Chris Lowder. I am a bartender at Amoria Margot and the Nomad. The next time you guys are in the city, please come by, stop, check us out, come in for a drink, and until then, enjoy your cocktails. Cheers.
Oh.